So you're in Tokyo and you're looking for a great side trip, maybe a little out of the concrete jungle and into nature. Well, Hakone is a perfect location for you to explore, and it's an easy trip from Tokyo. Now, I will recommend that you spend at least 2 days in Hakone. A lot of people will do it as a day trip, and you certainly can. It's easily accessible either by Shinkansen or express train right from central Tokyo. But you're gonna wanna spend some time exploring this area. It's beautiful, steeped in nature, lots of history, and of course some unique things that you can't find really many other places in Japan. First, you want to get yourself a Hakone free pass. Now, you're gonna purchase this either at the Shinjuku or Odawara station when you are making your way into Hakone. It's going to be a little bit more expensive from Shinjuku, but it is going to include that round trip ticket for that portion of your journey. Whereas if you get an Odawara, then it's going to just be the Hakone area that pass is going to work for. This pass will give you access to all your modes of transportation within the Hakone area for 2 full days. So it makes sense to get there early in the morning, depart Tokyo nice and early, and then get there, get your pass, and start exploring this area. Now, I recommend you spend the night. And reason why is there are some of the most historic ryokans in Japan located in this little pocket of the country. It is a great spot to experience the onsens and the traditional ryokan, where you have the tatami mats, you have a accommodation attendant who does your turn down service and serves you your very own private kaseki dinner. It is a really unique experience, and we had a wonderful time at our specific ryokan. I'll link the information down below, so if you want to book this ryokan, I highly recommend it. So the first day that we went to Hakone, when we got into Hakone Yamato Station, is we wandered through the town and made it to our ryokan. The reason we went there first is all we had was an overnight bag, but we didn't want to carry this around with us while we were exploring the sites. So we stopped there and dropped our baggage. This is one of the things that when you are staying at a historic ryokan, it's one of the services built into your nightly stay. So you can drop your baggage, and then when it's time for you to check in later in the afternoon, they will have everything moved into your accommodation for you. So we dropped things off and then headed out to explore this wonderful area of the country. We headed up first to the Gora station. From the Gora station, we took the funicular. From the funicular, we took the ropeway. On the ropeway, it was an incredible viewing of Mount Fuji. Now, it's not guaranteed every day. Clouds move in, and sometimes, your viewpoint of Mount Fuji is completely blocked, as we discovered on our second day around. But for us on the first day, we were greeted with a glorious view of Mount Fuji. Now, with the Hakone free pass, I suggest doing what I call the loop. There's a way to go around through all the different stations in a circular motion, and then you can backtrack the second day and go the other direction. So that's exactly what we did, and we stopped and explored different sites on both days. So like I said, on our first day, we took the ropeway to Aquarini. Now this is where you have really great views of Mount Fuji. You also have those notorious black eggs that everybody tells you about. It's supposed to lengthen your life. So we'll find out. We had our share of eggs. We'll see if that lengthens our life. But they tasted like hard-boiled eggs. They also have some iconic black ice cream, turns your tongue completely black, but tastes like vanilla. There's lots of things to do there. It is kind of the touristy stop along the loop, but it is a really fun place to kind of stop, relax, get a bite to eat, do some souvenir shopping, grab some ice cream before you head back down. While we were there, the other half of the ropeway was closed for maintenance, so we ended up having to take a bus down. But if you're lucky enough to be there when the rest of the ropeway is open, you're going to climb back on the ropeway and continue on down. Once you get to the bottom, now you get to take another mode of transportation, which is the sightseeing cruise that goes across Lake Ashi. This will give you a really beautiful view of the torii gate to the Hakone shrine, as well as looking back up. And if it's a clear day, you can see Mount Fuji peeking over some of the lower mountains. Once you get to the other side, you are now in Moto Hakone, which is another little spot with lots of hotels and accommodations, plus some shops and eateries. From here, you're going to take the bus back to Hakone Yamato, or the main part, the main drag, I like to say, of Hakone. That was our first day. We wanted to spend time in our ryokan, and if you are spending time in a ryokan, you don't want to be out late. You're paying for this experience. You're going to want to get there around 4:30 or so that you have time to experience the onsen prior to dinner. And your dinner is usually served around 6 p.m. And that also will give you time after dinner to go back to the onsen, so if you so choose. Once you get into your second day in a ryokan, they are going to bring you breakfast as well. You'll have a little time to explore the onsen once again, as while you're there, you might as well make use of it, before heading out for your second day of exploration using your Hakone free pass. Now, some of the other things that you're going to want to explore is the Hakone Shrine, which is what we did on the second day. It's a beautiful shrine located up a huge hill, so lots of steps involved. But then you have your 7-headed dragon fountain, which was really cool, as well as the views from up there. Then you get to walk on down to the torii gate that you saw on your cruise the day before, overlooking Lake Ashi. You also are going to want to potentially explore the Hakone checkpoint. This used to be the stop along the Edo Trail during Edo times, allowing people into Edo, or what is now modern-day Tokyo. So it was a way to stop people from smuggling things into the different territories of Japan. So it is a really cool spot to learn about the history of this particular area. Another great spot to stop along the way is the Gora Station. The Gora Station has lots of things around it that you can explore, one of those being the Hakone Open Air Museum. We did not end up having time to see the open air museum, but we did stop in Gora because it has a really great little shopping area, and we wanted to pick up some things before we headed back to Tokyo. Once you are done with your second day, again, when you're staying at that ryokan, you can leave your bags there all day while you're exploring, and then pick them up before you head back. So we headed back to the Hakone Yamato station and then had to transfer in Adawara on to Tokyo. It was a great way to spend 2 days outside of Tokyo, but still being within about an hour train ride of Tokyo. Gets you away from the hustle and bustle of the city, allows you to indulge yourself in some nature, and of course, the luxurious ryokans. If you have questions about planning your own trip to Hakone, make sure you leave a comment below and let's schedule a time to chat. I would like to help you plan your own adventure to Japan and make it an experience that you will remember forever. I'm Michelle with the Traveling Cheesehead. Thanks for watching. Until next time, travel safe. Where are we going next? Let's go.